What's the crack, folks? Basically, I've been getting into Dark Souls PvP recently. But as usual, I don't like to fight fair. So I made a cheesy build, befitting the Prince of Hell. I present to you the adventures of Twink-le. Basically, this build relies on me having Giant's armor and being virtually invincible to physical attacks. At the moment, I'm in Darker Forest, and I've been invaded, and I'm just waiting on my opponent to come and find me, because, after all, nothing quite like a good old-fashioned game of hide-and-seek. But my opponent eventually finds me, and I'm pretty sure I started the life out of the dude, because he knows he's acting very panicked. My weapon of choice is the shocking, pokey, objectively obnoxious needle. Or spoon, for short. Now, I know it's the demon spear, but I call it the spoon. Bear with me. So anyway, the main strategy and the reason that this weapon was the one I chose is purely for the fact that it has insane range. I can poke people with my spoon from quite a distance. I can bonk them with rolling attacks that they can't expect. I have that very nasty charge attack where I literally just kind of scoop them. The spoon indeed. And it drives people nuts. It has incredible base damage, so I'm able to match with people that aren't quite scratch, and it's insane. Now, this Clappy Chappy is the right idea. I'm getting cheeky now. I'm trying to go for, backstep, ravioli step, and all that kind of stuff. NANI? And I quickly noticed that my bleed meter is starting to build up. Now, don't get me wrong, my physical defense might be through the roof, but if I bleed out, I lose a set fraction of my HP. That could be a problem. That could be a big problem. At this point, my opponent nearly rolls off a cliff, and I'm there like, okay. So I figured, you know what, go for it. And I land the big move, ending our first duel. I bow in respect, and I claim my eye of death, as our first victim has fallen. Good game, Hulk. Good game. Speaking of the next fight. So basically, I've been invaded again, and I'm just kind of waiting for my opponent to show up. So I'm standing there, I'm thinking, what can I do? And I figure to myself, why not do an arts and crafts project? So that's what I do. I start throwing prism stones down in the hopes of making a cool circle for me to stand in and look all menacing and stuff. But I discovered one important problem, and that was that I failed geometry, and I can't make a circle. So at this point, I do my best, closer to an egg, and my opponent shows up, so I menacingly turn around and wave at them. Hi! My opponent stops. Seems to be frozen in time. Frozen in fear? I wonder. Or perhaps just weighing up their options. Or, as you can see, stuck in the gesture menu. My opponent bows, shows a lot of respect, I return the favor. At which point, shields up, time to fight. So we begin the fight. I open with a charge attack in the hopes of really taking advantage early and trying to cut the health down. And I'm utilizing the range of my spoon to really become a nuisance. Now, my opponent goes away to heal, and I use my charge attack. Now, I didn't know that it would do that. Oops. Yeah, not quite what I had in mind. But, victory by ring out, look, we'll take it, we'll take it. Just, not quite how I intended to win. So I go back to my little, prism stone circle, turn around, and menacingly await the next opponent. Speaking to the next opponent, here they come. I turn around menacingly, I wave at them, which is a complete juxtaposition, but hey, that's part of it, it's all mind games, mind games! My opponent waves. Very respectful. They do the little shield dance, we know it's time to fight. Again, I open with a charge attack in the hopes of really cutting down the health early, and I land. You can see I'm doing insane amounts of damage early on. Now at this point you can see from behind that someone has decided to opt into the fight. Joining in, they're kind of watching, observing what's going on. Entertaining. So at this point I'm poking, trying to use my range, and yeah. We both stop in complete bewilderment at the fact that that just happened. I'm still honestly in shock that that happened. He just kind of slipped and just kind of stopped existing. It was, Dark Souls, man. Never fails to surprise. Okay, we're trading off. At this point, I'm really starting to kind of bully the space using my range. My opponent's fighting well, keeping their guard up, but eventually one last poke gets through. I bow in respect, claim I have death, and yet that's another victim down. Also, what a name. Rose, if you see this, good game. Genuine, GG's. Speaking of our next opponent, here they come. I turn around menacingly, I wave at them, and they don't wave back. But they don't attack me or backstab me mid-gesture either, so not all bad. Still, I don't take kindly to such rudeness, so I stab him twice, roll, bonk him with my spoon, and call it a day. There's no bound respect, because, you know, so if you backstab someone while they're gesturing, you're the worst kind of scum, and I hate you. But they didn't do that, so GG's. Sorry about bonking you with a spoon. On to the next one. Now, Draxon is back from earlier. Immediately I wave. Draxon stops. Bows. So, in an act of respect, I reciprocate. And Rose is back now too. She looks at me. And then she bows. And I do the same. And they very kindly wait for me to do a little shield dance to say that the fight can begin. Now, I see Draxon coming in from the left, so I go for a charge attack to cut his health down early, but it doesn't work. And I get caught and cornered. I quickly notice then that, yeah, that happened where I'm bleeding out, and it's a bit of a problem. Yeah. So nope. I realize now that that could, oh wow, that parry was just too sweet. Anyway, yeah, I noticed that the bleed could be a serious problem, so I'd want to be very, very careful because it takes a percentage of my max HP every time it happens. So at this point, I'm just trying to get rid of my opponent who has a spear. There can be only one spear user here. That is me. I try to parry again, I don't get it. Somehow I don't get backstabbed, but I do end up bleeding out again, which is a bit of a nuisance. So at this point, I'm like, right, I have to get rid of Rose. Said this constant bleed thing is becoming a bit really, really annoying and it's starting to become a threat. So I go for the poke to finish, but the heal gets off beforehand. She rolls away from the edge, and I'm being poked again and again and again, which is more than a little annoying, at which point a third guy joins in. So at this point, we're now in a 3v1. Fun. I realize I'm in a pretty difficult situation, so I start going for things like charge attacks and trying to just poke people, trying to drain their healing resources, but I get stun locked big time. So even with my poise, getting hit that often. Oh, in case you're wondering what that little cut was, my thing stopped recording for some reason. What you didn't see was Rose getting knocked off a cliff by accident. But all the same, this guy's taking out a bow, thinking he's clever. He's like, aha, I go pew pew. To which I come up, stab him a few times, I predict the roll correctly, catch him, bang! There we go, ultra scoop from the spoon. Now it's me and Draxon. And Draxon tries to roll away, but eventually gets poked. And I and my spoon are victorious once again. Take my Eye of Death, and I go on my way. We've officially won our first 1v3. Hey! So, on to the next one. Rose is on her way back, much to my surprise, so I've decided to make a slightly more dramatic entrance. Dun 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 dun. Hi. She bows. Both of us do a little shield shuffle and begin. So, once again, I decided to open with something different. I tried to go for a jump attack because I usually hide behind the shield or go for the charge. So I decided to offer something a little faster and it didn't work. Now, that ridiculous two-handed R2, the Ultra Scoop as I call it, is just nasty because look at the range on that. That's insane. And the damage is also pretty tasty as well. Our Rose is backing up big time, trying to run away, nearly rolls off a cliff and gets poked. GG's. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're honestly one of the better players I've met. Good sport about the whole thing. And also, your name is awesome. So at this point, I've encountered an issue, and that is that I can't get anyone to invade me anymore. So, I figured my best option at this point would probably just be a change of location. So off we go to our next invasion location. Dramatic transition! Hello, Titanite Demon! Goodbye, Titanite Demon. So here we are in the lower undead burg. We've been invaded by Jimmy. So, as normal, I wave to be courteous, and this cheeky rascal decides to attack me while I'm gesturing. Now you can imagine, I don't take this well, so I proceed, you know what, I'm not just going to beat you, I'm going to pwn you. And I do just that. I stab him multiple times, he walks right into a pivot backstab, boop, you're dead. Oh, what's that, you're not dead? Ultra scoop, bang! He blocks, but eventually, stab. And I give him the cheeky look skyward, as if saying, come on man. So silly. I take my Eye of Death, and that is yet another victim for me. Now, I wait for my next opponent. Unfortunately, my next opponent never comes. I can't seem to fight anybody. So with that, I've come to the conclusion that my time of, using my evil powers to harvest Eyes of Death is over and done with. And I think it's high time that I stopped, getting people to invade me so I can kick their tushies. So with that, I shall depart. Very well. Transition! Yeah! But I can also use my power for good. Observe. So I've been summoned into the world of this player, Shanks. Straight away, I do the little shield shuffle. I wave. With much respect. I bow. Such a nice person. So friendly. Anyways, I can see that a lot of the enemies have been killed. But something about this world feels off to me. So I wave to the other guy. Completely ignores me. Look, I get it, white phantoms, we're busy, it's not all of them are paying attention. As you can see, I stab one of the church kind of bench things. I forgot what they're called. I see the host picking a fight with these knights. Now, they struggle. I stab them and they die. It's fairly simple. Choice of being a twink. Having a twink build is just cruel. Anyways, I followed the host who doesn't seem to know where they're going. I get stuck on a pew. I suppose it was their low-key revenge of, me breaking one of their brethren. So we decide to turn a few corpses into footballs. Case in point. As you can see, I'm trying out for the United squad. I'm just kicking him around easy peasy. And we're moving on shortly, and we find this knight. Now, notice how we've separated off from Nezuko, the other phantom. So, pay attention to that. It's going to be important later. So, the host breaks through here, and is obviously attempting to free Knight Lautrec. Now, it's here that I notice something strange. Nezuko was vanquished. Now, I think to myself, what could possibly have done that? There's next to no enemies left, and all that kind of stuff. I figured, maybe they could have fallen off of something, and just not had enough health to survive the fall, or maybe there was an enemy we didn't see. But I severely doubt it, so I figure at this point I should really be on guard. And I am. I follow the host intently. I'm watching them everywhere they go. Follow them around this little corner. Now, I still remember being kind of caught up on that pew earlier. So I take my petty revenge against, the coffee tables and chairs. Not once, but twice. So I'm following my host, watching their six. I turn this corner around. Oh god, that's a dark bead! Yeah, this is the worst kind of twink build. The one type of twink build I absolutely do not respect in any way, shape, or form. This is a level 4 try-hard twink, it's a dark bead user. See, having an overpowered weapon I can understand, but using the single most cheap and obnoxious spell in the game over and over again is just pathetic. I cannot stand it. I honestly think Dark Sorceries were just a stupid addition with the DLC. So I disrespect this person by stabbing them in the back, then stabbing them in the face, and giving them the big scoop right up their nose, giving the look skyward as if saying, ugh, you imbecile. Ah yes, the power of a twink is that I can vanquish other twinks, and the dark spirit Daiba, the twink, was vanished. Vanquished. I can't speak. Anyway, so I'm following my host anyways. I follow my host up this ladder. And when we get to the top of this ladder, I follow my host up another ladder. Ladders. And when we get to the top, my host does something terrible. They use the black crystal and sends me home. Yeah. Betrayal. Nah, I get it. No, you just need them souls. I get that. That's fine. Now at this point, I'm summoned into another person's world, and Daiba is there again, and immediately tries to Chaos Storm me, but come on. You really think I'm gonna fall for that? How stupid do you think I am? Don't answer that. So I begin stabbing him. Again. Big stab, use dark bead, I somehow survive, poke him in the face, hide behind this thing and heal up some more. Goes for yet another dark bead, a little cheese puff, and I managed to avoid it because logic. Now at this point, said I was feeling a bit cheeky, decided to start using a knife in order to try and inflict bleed, only to realise that compared to the noobs that Daiba's used to fighting, I have just a bit more defense and quite a bit more HP. So, I'm trying to shank this person, trying to get the big old ultra scoop going on Daiba. I'm stabbing and poking some more. So, trying to kill. It's not really working. Somehow, I go for the backstab and get backstabbed, and it does next to nothing. Goes for whatever that is. I forgot what it's called. It's basically discount Dark Soul Spear. Now at this point, this pesky knight guy is annoying me. So I stab him and I accidentally stab Daiba a few times, which I think was hilarious. So this guy's here, lets his guard down, and I shank him. And next thing you know, Daiba realizes his only ally's gone and he's on the ropes. I sneak behind, I go for the backstab. Somehow I don't get it. I go for the second time, don't get it. I'm stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and... Ow. This is why I fucking hate Dark Bead, man. It's the cheapest shit imaginable. So yeah. Fortunately, due to me getting greedy, Daiba takes the rematch and the victory. And with that, I was honestly planning to end the episode right about here. Well, I was. Until I saw this. In the Berg, another Gravelord sign. Now I've come to the conclusion that this Berg ain't big enough for the two of us. So I figure to establish dominance as the one true Gravelord of the Undead Berg. And so with that said, I invade. Now I'm expecting a Twink build. Thinking stone set, giant set, something like that. So we invade, and as it turns out, I was right, as you will see. Today, please. So I come in, they come on in, he's got stone set, he's got a Gravelord sword. I try to be nice, attacks me immediately, becomes a nuisance, causes toxic. Now at this point, I know that he's gonna get really over-aggressive. So it's just like, oh no, please stop attacking me, please don't come over. Bye. I still can't believe that worked. It made me take the victory. It established dominance as the one true Gravelord of the Undead Berg. That ought to learn you. Yeah, you're good, son, but you're never gonna be as good as long as I'm around, see? Anyway, that's gonna wrap it here anyway. What a goofball. I still can't believe you fell for that. Anyways, if you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like, be sure to sub if you want to see more from me every Monday, and with that said guys, I will chat ya in a while.